Good morning, everyone. Day 3. As you can see, the third day candle is lit, and it looks like those other ones in the front have enough life for the day. We have another profound day ahead of us, and I'm going to start the day with a wind whistling after I do a little bit of housekeeping. So next up is Heather Huff, and it's going to be an embodied experience with Notice, the South Wind. And then it looks like it's a day of windies. Heather was one of the first Wind Clan believers, and she got it right away, as did her family. It's a heart story for me. Then we have Tina Proctor, who loves to tell stories, and she's going to talk about how the Santa Claus myth came to be. Followed by another Windy, and who's doing wisdom from the north, ancestral connections. And yet, do I say it again? Another Windy, Trisha Mogstad, who's going to deepen our connection with nature. And it looks like, as Amy did yesterday, and if you haven't watched Amy's connection with her horses, by all means go back. And then we're going to have Trisha take it a little bit deeper today. Then we have Deborah Stroffus, who has combined her winds with Reiki. And a dear friend of mine, Linda Fitch, will be coming on this afternoon. And then we're going to end the day with the flute concert by Sandy Horton, followed by a preview of the altar videos. And it seems like we have over 100 altars this year. And I will do a closing fire ceremony outside. Sounds like a full lineup for the day. And it's really been an amazing, heartfelt few days, a long few days. I've been sitting, Friday with over 12 hours at the fire, and yesterday another 12 hours at the fire, and today feels like a short 8-hour, 9-hour at the fire kind of day. And when you go deep that way and hold so much space, it brings up your stuff. I mean, it brings up my stuff. I have the same stuff that's been coming up over and over again, and kind of goes back to how the community supports the healers or doesn't support the healers, or comes in and borrows what they need. And maybe it'd be really nice to share on the wall today with your altar pictures or your story about how you give back to community. How do you give back to community? Do you show up at the homeless shelter? Do you go to the hospitals? I would really love to see a wall of, how you give back to the circles that you're in, because I know for almost all the healers that I know and all the, community leaders, this is always the dilemma. We live in a Facebook, more is free everywhere, let me just take a little bit from what Heather has to say and a little bit of what Renee has to say. Oh, she's charging now. I'm going to go over to Joe Schmo over here. And to me, where you really grow is where you get into the hard stuff with your community and you face your own inner demons. And my inner clan knows what it is for me. It's like every year I get to the fire and I'm there like, are people here? What are they gaining from this? Or is it just, I like to make the fire tenders altar video and let's go on. So it's a question that I'm going to be asking myself really. Christina Pratt asked me, is there another way to do this? That's not so taxing on the body and, that could be well more supported by the community. And trust me, I know that there's all those fire tenders out there, and there's all those fire tenders out there that are vibing off of this. And are you showing up with a fire? How are you showing up to this ceremony? And so I'm going to call to Ilmarinen. Did you see the wonderful graphic that came through last night? And there's a woman from Finland in the group, and she said that Ilmarinen had always been part of the Kabbalah. It's always been a part of the story. And so she found it really interesting that the wind has been removed from the story and has its own standalone history. And I think that that's true with all the winds, is it's been part of cultures. But what they're asking for now at this really chaotic time is to be embraced, to be brought into our circles as the spirit that they always were before they got usurped into Christianity or into Buddhism, or because the winds were here at the get-go. If you've ever taken any of my advanced classes, you know that there's a whole piece on creation and wind alchemy, and those wind, and you can take some of the courses over at the Windwork, even the Windwork Basic goes into it a touch. We haven't delved in as far as we're going to go with these dynamics of creation that are the wind, but we will. So stick with us, and let's call to Ilmarinen and see what magic he has in store for us today. So I invite you to close your eyes. And let go of anything that is not yours to carry, because we all pick up, there's this group of energy, and we're being tossed projections and all kinds of things, and irritations, and let's let all of those go in this first wind breath. And scan your body to see if you're in that emptiness of letting go of any kind of gotta, shoulda, wouldas, couldas. And let's call in Ilmarinen to help us transmute these into the flame. And on this third wind breath, let's connect to all the fires that are burning. Our fires, there's other community groups having fires. Let's connect into the light that's shining bright around the world. And we're ready to begin with day 3 with a very dear friend of mine who we've walked through some fires and we walked through some windy times. And it's really an honor and a privilege to have you back here at the fire with us, Heather, and all of the wisdom and all of the, all of the knowledge that you carry within you, and the magic in your own heart. And welcome.
Thank you so much, Renee. Thank you for having me. I got so teary as you were blowing that wind whistle, and I just really want to start by telling you how grateful I am for you.
Now we'll both get teary.
Yeah, and this beautiful space that you hold for so many people, and you do it every single year. And I know how much of you it takes to do this. And I know that most people don't have that kind of understanding. And so I just want you to know I see you, and what a huge, beautiful gift you bring to the world every year by doing this. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you're very welcome. So it's so funny because I, in the description, wrote the north wind and notice. And what's so funny is that I know that the north wind is Boreas, because Boreas is just one of my best friends in the whole world. And as you were speaking, Renee, I realized the north and the south wind will be coming for this beautiful wind experience. So we're just going to hop right into it. So the winds are going to, and I love that you used the word embodied, because combining shamanic and somatic healing is really my wheelhouse. And I have this incredible whistle that Renee gifted to my youngest daughter, gosh, maybe 6, maybe even 7 years ago, that just called out and said it wanted to be part of today's experience. And so the north wind and the south wind are going to take us through an incredible experience of clearing out the hardness and the tenseness and the clenching and the protecting that we inwardly align ourselves with, just day-to-day life, world events, and that it is that clenching, the unconscious holding, that often prevents us from being aligned with who we really are, with being able to access the truth in our hearts and being able to live from a place where we are moving in alignment with our divine destiny. So we're just going to allow the winds to guide us through this and allow ourselves to surrender and to soften and to melt through this beautiful experience. So I'm going to invite all of you to close your eyes. And before we even go into the breath, just allowing yourself this moment to arrive. Let yourself get here, right? Whatever has happened this morning or last night that might still be present with you, allowing yourself the grace and the gift of just setting that aside. Breathing into your inner space, deep breath in through your nose. Easy, soft breath out through your mouth. Allow yourself to arrive even more. Allow yourself to become aware of what's present in your inner space. Without judgment, right? Meet yourself right here with love, with softness, with openness. Breathing in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth and soften. And even though we're just a few days into the winter season, probably a lot of living, a lot of experiencing, a lot of feeling has already happened in these short few days. Allowing yourself to become aware of the presence of that energy, the presence of those feelings, the presence of those experiences inside your body, inside your inner space. And then arrive just a little bit more in right now. As we move through this experience, I will be blowing the wind whistle, and each time we do, the north wind and the south wind, Boreas and Notice, will be coming through, clearing out your inner axis from the bottom up and from the top down. So we'll start by clearing out anything that has collected in you over these last couple of days, these first days of winter, that might be generating some tension, some tautness, some tightness, some clenching. No judging, just noticing and boreasing. Breathing into your inner space deeply. As you exhale, soften. Breathing into your inner space. Be all the way here with yourself. As you exhale, soften and let go. Arrive just a little bit more, feeling into any hard places, any tight places that may have come to take up residence in your inner space, in your body, in these first few days of winter. Breathing into it and letting it all go. And then as you breathe in, allowing your awareness to bring you into the inner world that you lived in throughout this past autumn season. Don't worry about mentally identifying specific experiences or events. Just allow yourself to arrive with the presence of the feeling that's in your body that was your life during the autumn season. Trust your body. Trust your inner feeling. Trust whatever sensations are arriving in this moment with you. Breathing in, deepening your presence, deepening your arrival. So much happens in every season. And life has a way of moving so quickly that we can forget that we're still holding on to something that we've long since walked past. But our body and our inner world, they can hold on. And so 3 times we will call upon Boreas and Notice, cleansing us from the bottom up, from the top down simultaneously, clearing out any tightness, any hardness, any holding from the autumn season so that we can soften even more, allowing more space in our inner world for alignment with our divine destiny, for awareness of the truth in our heart, getting so present with any energetic and physical awareness that you have that you may still be holding on to from the autumn season. And 3 times we will invite Boreas and Notice to cleanse us. Breathing in. Exhale, soften, let go deeply. Breathing deep into your inner space, deep into your body, letting yourself release. One more time here, breathing in, calling it forth. What have you been holding on to that you're ready to let go of? And gently, with your presence, with your love and your compassion, breathe into your inner space. Be with your body. Notice how that feels. Feels good to let old stuff go. And so breathing in, taking your awareness to the summer season. allowing your body and your inner world to inform you, to share with you where it is still holding, where it is still clenching, where things might feel hard or tight or self-protected. Maybe you even have a particular memory from something that happened over the summer that you're like, oh yeah, I might be ready to let that go now. Whatever it is, trust your inner space. Trust what your body is sharing with you. There's no judgment. It's all just energy, and we're going to move it. 3 big breaths with Notice and with Boreas to clear out what we might still be holding on to from the summer season. Inhaling, exhale and soften and let go. Breathe in deeply into your being, calling forth and letting go. Breathing deep, 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 deep into the well of your energetic holding, calling it forth and letting it go. And in the stillness and the silence, maybe arriving even a little bit more with yourself. Maybe it feels a little bit easier to be right here in this moment. Maybe you notice relief, like, wow, I didn't even realize I was holding on. But here I am, much more buoyant. What a relief. Deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, taking your energetic awareness inside your body back into the spring season. Ooh, the spring is busy, isn't it? You might be able to feel into those ripples and waves and busynesses that often get activated with that potent, uprising spring energy. Might feel like a buzzing. What do you feel in your body? What do you feel in your inner space? What is begging to be released? Accepting whatever it is, accepting whatever it isn't. Calling again on Boris and Notice, cleansing us from the bottom up and from the top down, simultaneously breathing into your body, into your inner space. Exhale and let go. Giving yourself permission to go deep into this breathing in and really let yourself let go. One more time here, breathing into those roots. Exhaling and letting it go. Breathing with yourself. It might feel good here to put a hand on your heart or a hand on your belly or both. Maybe you feel that invitation to soften is much easier to accept right now. Notice your own softness. Notice your own love. Notice your own deep connection and commitment to yourself to walk this beautiful path. This commitment that you have that rises up out of your soul, that leads you through life in an awakened way, in a spirit-centered way, despite all of the many invitations and opportunities not to, that are being handed out at every turn. Breathe into your heart here. Honor yourself for this commitment, however big or small it is, however it manifests for you, however it is you decide to live it. There's no right way or wrong way. There's only your aligned way. And are you living that commitment with as much alignment as you possibly can? Allowing yourself to get really honest with yourself in this moment when you ask yourself that question. Am I living as aligned with my own soul as I possibly can? And it's okay if the answer might not be no, or if the answer is, well, I want to, but it feels too scary, or I feel called to, but I don't know what that looks like, or I want to, but does that mean my old life? Which way do I turn? I don't know, right? There's so much trust that is required on this path. It is a path of courage. And you are being honored right now by the winds, by spirit, by the earth, by all of creation for saying yes to that courage, for saying yes to that commitment, for answering the call, whatever it looks like for you, for lighting that fire, for saying yes, for stepping on the path. Breathe into that and soften into it. And breathe into that. And soften into it. And as you breathe into that, you are filled with this golden nectar, this divine sustenance. Breathe into it. Let it fill you. Let it flow into your heart space. Breathe into it, letting it flow into your belly. Breathe into it, letting it flow into and cleanse your mind. Breathe into it, letting it fill and nourish your entire being, your entire body. Hand on your belly, hand on your heart. Maybe bowing your head to your heart if that feels natural or compelling for you. And just let yourself be with yourself here. Maybe as you exhale, there's more softening that can happen, more releasing that you're ready for. Maybe as you inhale, you can take in a little bit more or a lot more of that golden nectar, aligning yourself with this energy of your divine destiny. Maybe if it feels good in your body, allowing yourself to take one step more, or maybe many steps more, into alignment with this calling, with this invitation, with this path. Allowing yourself to feel what that feels like. Don't worry about how it's going to look. Let yourself feel how amazing it feels to be this aligned, to be this committed from the inside. And as you inhale, allow that feeling to expand throughout your whole body. And as you exhale, soften. And we'll do that 2 more times, breathing into that beautiful feeling, expanding it into all of the nooks and crannies and forgotten places in your body. Exhale, soften. Last time, slow, full breath all the way in. When you get to the top of that inhale, you'll hold it for a moment. Take 2 small sips of air in through your nose and hold it. Slowly exhale through your mouth. Exhale all the way and then hold it. Gently and slowly breathing in. Gently and slowly breathing out. Finding your center. Bringing your awareness softly back into your body. Noticing the warmth of your hands at your belly and your heart. Maybe massaging the tops of your legs. Maybe touching your face, bringing awareness back to your physical reality, back into the here and now, knowing that you are bringing all of this alignment, all of this commitment, all of this clarity, all of this presence back with you into the now, into your life, into your spiritual path, into all of your relationships, into every aspect of your life, bringing it into this beautiful world that we all get to co-create together. From my heart to yours, wishing you so much love and peace and stillness and clarity and revelation during this winter season. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you.